What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode from BackYardBoyz. In this episode, we're going to be working on our RS3, and the goal for this episode is actually to do all the framework. As I told you guys in the previous episode, the guy that's going to program the car is still not here. He's on vacation, so it's going to take about a week because I did get a new ECU. So the car does not fire up just yet, but I had 8 dudes out here yesterday helping me pull the car up onto the frame machine. So I want to get the framework done, or as much as I can, prior to him coming. So basically what we're going to do is take all this apart right over here. I just kind of clamped this. So what I'm going to do is take all this apart, move it all over here so I can reveal the frame rail and show you guys all the damage on the frame rail. It's pretty darn bad. My hopes are to save this frame rail because I don't want to do any more I don't want to do any cutting here or anything like that. This little cut right here, I can get that repaired no problem. You see inside there. Apologize for a little bit of dark lighting and my nice little bandage. But we're going to go ahead, hop right into it. Get this thing picked up onto the clamps right there, the clamps for the car. You guys know what I'm talking about. Right over here, we're gonna clamp the car down, pick it up, make sure everything is tightened down, bolt down extremely tight. I do have enough parts to start doing the framework on the car. I have a rebar over here, and I have the radiator support and a couple more pieces. That's all I basically need to do the structural part of this work. And hopefully the car starts up. I still don't know, and I can show you guys right now if you don't believe me, because the car's not programmed yet. Nothing's been, so I'll show you. Here's the key, and there's still no start. We literally had 8 people out here yesterday to push this thing up on the frame machine. So here's this, press the brake, no start. So yeah, I was not planning to do the frame, but like I said, there was a bunch of people out there yesterday. I had no idea how I was gonna haul it up here because I don't have a winch. But guys, let's go ahead and start busting this thing out, and I'm gonna tear all this apart, move it all over, clamp the car up, and I'll give you guys an update to see where my brain is at on how to get this thing pulled out and into its shape. Let's get working. Unconnect the battery. Dude, this frame rail is bad. Anyways, we got the whole entire car lifted up, clamped down. It is ready to start pulling. All the wiring is pushed back. As you guys can tell, there's a bunch of this jazz, and hopefully I get it all into its correct spot once it's all done. But let's take a look at this frame rail. As you guys can tell, literally it just snipped off a bolt right there. Like, you can't even see the inside. So I'm gonna have to pull this out. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this on right now and pull it until I can see that bolt hole, and then from there we'll see what I'm gonna do. Hopefully, because look at this, like, look even here, you see that? Really hard to see, but let's get some lighting from under. Guys, it's pretty sketchy. Look under here. My goal is to get this thing out, pulled out, and into its correct spec, looking as OEM as possible. Right now I have a clamp set up right over here. It's already bolted down, and I'm gonna go ahead and the first pull I'm gonna do it more out rather than sideways. So I'm gonna go like kind of like this roughly. I'm gonna do my final measurements right now, and actually see how that even looks. That looks pretty reasonable for a first pull. We're gonna see how the frame rail wants to act. I know these frame rails are pretty soft. I did a Jetta with the similar basically structure of the car, so let's just go right into it and see what it does. Alright guys, well, it's been about 5 days. I took a little bit of a break. I hurt my wrist. I pulled the muscle over here, but everything is fine now. We got these lights hung up in the meantime. Make sure this front end is nice and bright. That way I can get better content for you guys. This frame right here is basically in spec. I did my diagonal measuring, although it shows that this frame rail right over here needs to go just about ½ an inch this way, which we will finish up and pull that out all the way. I want to show you guys this bolt right over here. See this bolt? It was in there. It got chopped off. Legit got chopped off because this hole was like deep over here. So it literally just cut the hat off the bolt. Luckily guys, there was no tension on this bolt, so I literally just screwed it out with like a flathead screwdriver or a little pick, and it came right out, thank God, because otherwise that would have been a complete nightmare. Besides that, the car does officially finally start up. As you guys saw in the previous episode, we had Alex out here come and program this module. Shout out to you once again. I don't know, when this thing comes off, all the computers, all the systems of the computer or of the car, basically like they reject it because it's a new module, so everything goes into like a safe mode. So he literally went through every single module and programmed it to this ECU. So right here we have our front carrier and the rebar, which is going to go onto the car. I'm going to make sure all that fits, make sure the frame rail is level, and this car is going to be coming off the frame machine. That's going to be the end of this episode. Next episode, we're going to go ahead, assemble the whole entire front end. I'm actually going to change the fenders in this episode as well. We're going to do all of our gaps, make sure everything runs, everything is nice and tight, and then after that we can send it off to paint. I am hoping I can paint this thing myself. I really want to paint it myself just because I really truly enjoy painting. I just don't have the what's it called? I don't have a paint booth. That's why I don't paint right now. I don't have access to one. But guys, let's get right into it, finish up the framework on this thing, and in a couple of minutes I'll show you guys diagonal, make sure this whole entire front end is square and nice. We're gonna fix up all of our little things over here. We're gonna probably weld this in, seam seal it, make it look nice and OEM, paint everything in, and I'll show you guys the after effect here in a little bit. Let's get right into work, guys. as you guys saw in the last scene, we had a little problem right here with the hood gap, but it was actually not a problem at all. The headlights are adjustable up, down. As you guys can tell, everywhere the gap is nice and even all the way through. These are some damaged hood hinges still, so stay with me. I'm waiting for parts, and that is actually the reason why I'm gonna cut this episode short. Come over here and show this gap right over here as well. It's very similar, if not the exact same as the other side. This hood to fender gap is beautiful. Fender to door gap is beautiful. Guys, it's finally shaping up to look like a car. A little bit before in the video, I told you guys that I'm gonna have the car off the frame machine this episode, but I apologize. It's actually not gonna come off. This video is already pretty darn long. We did a lot of work. As of right now, the car starts up, both headlights work, everything works, but we are waiting for a radiator, some radiator pipes, and a front grille. I need this front grille to finalize this gap. Make sure just to confirm 100%, because I don't want to take the car off the frame machine and then have to put it back on. But guys, in the next episode, what we are going to do is finalize all that, put the radiator in there, make sure the car fires up, warms up, take this thing off the frame machine, and also what we're gonna do is finalize all the wiring and the frame rail work over here. But guys, thank you so much for staying tuned to the very end of the video. If you guys are new to this episode or to this channel in general, please smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video. If you guys do want to support the channel, follow my Instagram @BYB and cop yourself some merch. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. God bless you guys.